Hello and welcome to day 2 of Tony Robbins' Time to Rise Summit, the best takeaways. Hey, hello everyone, my name is Emily Jones-Smith. If you do not know me, I'm a life coach and a YouTuber. I make videos on self-development, personal growth, travel, mental health. So if you love anything to do with that, please please subscribe, because it honestly means the world to me. You have no idea. With that being said, let's get into it. So this is a free 3-day summit, but usually Tony does a bonus day on the last day. So we'll see what happens on Sunday. But for now, this is 3 days and we are currently on day 2. He's done this for the last 5 years and I have recapped every single one. So if you do enjoy this video, make sure you check out all the other ones too. They're quite similar content, but also different as well. So yeah, day 2 was all about identity. However, Tony started off by talking about the stacking effect. The way he works, what he speaks about, how he delivers these things is in a way that is a stacking effect. You can have the right numbers, but in the wrong order, it's going to be very different. So for example, a phone number, you can have all the right numbers, but if you have them in the wrong order, it's not going to get very far. Vaults and banks, vaults and padlocks, you can have all the right numbers, but if you don't have them in the right order, not going to get very far. Also, another example, Johnny bit the dog bit Johnny. All the same words, different order, very different story. Tony started off by talking about beliefs, because identity is a lot about what we believe about ourselves and the world. He said that one type of belief that we can have is a global belief. This is life is, people are. So when I say life is, what do you follow the sentence with? Do you follow the sentence with life is hard, life is a struggle, life is taxing, life is, or do you follow it with life is a dance, life is a playground, life is a whatever? What you finish that sentence with and whatever you believe is going to dictate your life in a very different manner. So if you feel like life is a dance, you're going to be living life very differently to as life is hard or life is struggle. This is because if you say life is a test, life is a battle, life is sacred, life is a dance, these are going to create very different emotions inside your body. Your beliefs control your emotions and your emotions make your life. So what is it? What is life to you? Because it can't be all of it, it can only be what you decide it is. A belief is a feeling of absolute certainty about what something means. Tony did this exercise with us, and I want you to do it now. Look around the room and try and find everything in your room that is brown. Take a look around, even behind you. Look in my screen. What can you see that is brown? Now close your eyes. How many things did you see that are red? Not as many as that were brown. So open up your eyes again and look around the room, look in the screen, look around you, behind you, in front of you. How many things do you now see that are red? We see what we are looking for. Seek and ye shall find. When you believe something and you are actively looking for something, you are more likely to find it. Once you believe something, you only find examples that reinforce your beliefs. The reason we create identities for ourselves is because, say you want to achieve something, you want to go to the gym, or you want to write a book, or you want to start a business, or whatever you want to do. Say you want to do something and you go to do it, and each time you kind of, you don't really go for it and you drop it. And you don't really go for it, you drop it. Now, because you don't want to hurt yourself, you come up with these beliefs that you are a procrastinator, or you are this, or you are that. And these beliefs that we create about ourselves sometimes aren't even from past 6 months, let alone the year, not even the last 10 years. From when we were young, we are carrying around beliefs about ourselves. One of my favourite quotes of Tony Robbins is, "The strongest force in any human personality is the need to stay consistent with who we define ourselves. So if you define yourself as a procrastinator, that is going to be the strongest force in your life. You're going to be a procrastinator because you believe it. If you believe something, you will go out your way to find it. You will go out your way to be it. So that is why we need to change our beliefs about ourselves, and often the world as well. No long-term behavior changes without a change in beliefs. Tony Robbins talked about the psychology of stretching. Now, this isn't for everyone, but he said that if he says he can't do something because of it, there's no time, or there's no money, or there's no this and there's no that, if there is an excuse that he cannot do something, then it is a must, and he will go and do it. And each time he makes something a must that he said he couldn't do before, he stretches himself, he betters himself, whatever this motion is. This is because identity is in your comfort zone. Now, this is one of my favorite analogies. Imagine that your comfort zone is a thermostat or a thermometer. Now, I'm going to talk about this in Fahrenheit. I don't know why, because we do degrees Celsius here, but imagine your comfort zone is at 68 degrees Fahrenheit. This is where you are comfortably at, not where you want to be, but where you're comfortably at. This is where you're comfortably at in your relationships, how much income you make, how you feel about your body, exercise. This is where you are comfortably at. Now, imagine that thermostat and where you are at life is going lower and lower and lower, and it's slowly going down, and you're getting into your 50s. There is a point when you, inside yourself, will say, whoa, this has got too far. This is not me. And the thermostat will kick back in, and you'll go back up to 68, because that is your comfort zone. That is who you believe yourself to be. That is your identity. Now, this also works the other way. So say your thermostat, your comfort zone, your identity is 68, and you start to do better than expected. Things go really well in your relationship, or, this person is coming across perfect and everything is so great, and, you're earning more money than you usually do, and, you're going to the gym more than you usually do, or you're doing really great. There is something within you that says, this is not me, this is not my identity. I'm a 68er, not a 98er. What am I doing up here? So you put the brake pedal on, and you stop, and you stop working, and you stop doing what you've been doing to get up here. And then even worse, the air conditioning comes on, and it brings you down even more until you hit that 68 degrees mark where your comfort zone is. That is why we need to change our identity. That is why we need to change our comfort zone. Because no matter what, it doesn't matter what way, whether you go down or up, it's always going to be brought back to here. So if we can bring up our comfort zone, if we can bring up our identity, no matter where we go, our baseline is going to be higher. One of the ways to do this, what we were talking about earlier, is to do something you've never done before that's not consistent with your current identity, but is consistent with the new one you want to make. Beliefs also affect how we are in relationships. So say you had a friend, and this person is, your best friend. They would do anything for you, and you would do anything for them. They would, give you their last plaster. I don't know why that came to mind. But they were just a really good human being. Say they had a bad day and they were grumpy. What would you do? You would forgive them and say, oh, it was just a bad day. Now imagine there's this person who's really manipulative, who just isn't the nicest of persons, and one day they come up to you and they're really, really nice to you, and they're all smiley. Now you think, what do you want? What do you want from me? And this is because we have put an identity on these relationships, and we see people who we are in relationships with through a lens. Carrying on from relationships, Tony Robbins spoke about how no matter who you are, no matter who you identify as, everyone has masculine and feminine energies within them. And people who are more masculine or feminine come to problems or battle problems very differently. If you have a feminine energy, you're more likely to discuss about it. You feel relieved being able to speak to people about it. If you have more of a masculine energy, you want to crush that problem. You want to shrink that problem. And if you can't do that, you want to forget about it. And this is where dilemmas can occur. There is a way in which we can have conversations within our relationships which will have a better outcome. A lot of people, when they're having arguments, they have arguments that are arguable. What I mean by this is, if you have an argument that you cannot argue against, it is more likely to be rational. So for example, I could say, I feel really sad. You can't argue that because that's how I feel. But if I say, I feel really sad because you did this, someone can argue that. Well, I didn't do that. Well, I didn't intend to do that. So there is a strategy which Tony shared with us, which is SEW, S-E-W, and that stands for sensation, emotion, and want. So what you do with the person who you're in a relationship with, whether it's romantic, platonic, business, whatever, family, friends, what you do is you start off with the sensation. What am I feeling? And really describe it. Try and describe it. Is it prickly? Is it heavy? Is it pulling? Is it tight? Is it a knot? Where is it? Like right now I'm feeling a tension in my shoulder blades that is tight and taut. What emotions are you feeling? So when it comes to emotions, Tony said, and this actually comes from a book that he read, which I can't actually remember the name of the lady who came up with this exercise, so I apologize for that, but Tony didn't actually make up this exercise. He very much credited the lady, which I should be doing, but I didn't write it down. But the five emotions which other emotions can fit into is sad, mad, scared, glad, and excited. So you can be sad, or you can be mad, which is angry. You can be scared, which is, fearful. You can be glad, happy, or loving. You can be excited, surprised. You can be aroused or sexual. So the second step is emotions. What are you feeling? So right now, I am feeling, I would say I'm feeling, I don't really know. Wow. Well, that's not good. I'm feeling glad. I'm feeling glad that I'm doing these videos. I'm feeling excited to hear what you have to say in the comments about what you got to take away from this event. I feel sad because I didn't really make much time for myself this week. Wow, it's all coming out. And then finally, the last step, W, S-E-W, want. What do you want? What do you not want? I want to make more time for myself this coming week, and I want to do these videos no matter how tired or, whatever I'm feeling. So that is the SEW SEW method. The final part of today's summit, Tony Robbins brought his partner and wife onto the stage, into the camera, Sage Robbins. Oh, she's just such like a beautiful person. I can't get over it. Like soulfully beautiful. Like obviously appearance-wise stunning as well, but like just this soulful energy, this beautiful aura, and just this calming voice as well. She's just incredible. And basically they got a couple of audience participation members to ask some questions. The first question was from a lady who had lost her husband to cancer 6 years ago and said, how do you love again? I'm scared that I'm never going to find love again. And Sage said, sometimes we actually have to give love when we're in this fearful state. Even if love was to come to us, we wouldn't know what to do with it. So we've got to learn to give what we want, give love, whether that's in your friendships or business or wherever. Give more of what you want. And Tony went on to an example about faith. You just need to have faith. Like, how is it that every day millions of people die, and not millions is an exaggeration, but loads of people die in car accidents, yet we always get in a car and there's literally this yellow bit of paint on the road and we drive, but we know people cross over that yellow line because they're drunk or they're tired or they're on their phone or they're not concentrating. We still get in the car and we still go because of faith, and also because we know if we didn't, we wouldn't have a life. We wouldn't be able to get to the loved ones, we wouldn't be able to do the things we want to do. Tony mentioned that tomorrow he's going to be talking about the path, which is how to get from where you are to where you want to be, which I'm really excited about. And I think that is my favourite takeaways from today. Yay! Thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed this, please subscribe. Please subscribe. please put a comment in the comments. I love to hear from you. I have a lovely little conversation in the comments below. And yeah, if you did watch the summit, let me know if I forgot anything. And if you haven't, definitely try and go watch it. Like, there's so much information in the 3 hours, but it's so worth it. I know there's time and everything, but yes, have a lovely day and I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully.